And now, the moment you've been waiting for, where we try to understand how it is that a crocodile, I'm just going to not edit that out because I'm in a silly mood, and I'm sure that it's easier for you to watch me being silly than me being very serious. Okay, so how is it that a crocodile can determine its direction in space on the planet using nothing but the neurons in its brain, electromagnetic induction, and the direction of the Earth's magnetic field? Okay, so I will read this problem one more time. Crocodiles seem to have the ability to detect the direction of the Earth's magnetic field. Inside the creature's brains, there are loops of neurons that are 1 micron in radius that pick up induced currents when magnetic flux changes. Imagine that the crocodile is facing north and then rotates its head 90 degrees until it is facing east in a time interval of 2.7 seconds. What would be the average EMF induced around this loop of neurons? Okay, first things first. Remember that the South Pole is actually the magnetic north, and the North Pole is actually magnetic south, right? Which means that on the surface of the planet, the field lines point from the South Pole to the North Pole, right? So if a crocodile is just hanging out, I don't know, in Florida, in New Orleans, wherever the crocodiles hang out, then it will feel magnetic field pointing from south to north, right? So this is magnetic north, but that's actually geographic south. And this is magnetic south, but that's actually geographic north. I know that's confusing, but I mean, it's not my choice. The Earth decided to do this, all right? So that's what it's experiencing. Now, if its little head, I don't know, this is not going to be easy. If its little head is like this, his little snouts, right? And there's his little eyes, right? Terrible, right? But if he has a little loop of neurons like this, right? This loop of neurons is actually, the area vector would be in this direction, right? So that's 90 degrees with the magnetic field. There's no flux. There's no B field that's penetrating this group of neurons, right? But if he suddenly turns his head east, right? So if I recreate this, like this, right? And now we have a crocodile head like this, eyeballs, little nose, right? And now that loop of current is this way. Now it's full flux. All that magnetic field is going through that loop of neurons, right? So you go from zero flux to full flux, right? So if we want to find this induced EMF, we recall that induced EMF is equal to the change in magnetic flux over time, right? And we want to know what the flux, right? What the flux is the answer. So we have the change in BA cosine theta, right? So in this case, this is a case where actually theta is changing, right? And so since theta is going from cosine of 90 to cosine of 0, then you're going from cosine of, so BA cosine of 90 is 0, right? BA cosine of 0 is just BA, right? And this is over delta T. Cool, all right? And I'm just going to start moving over here. BA, well, it tells us that this is the Earth's magnetic field. The Earth's magnetic field is 3 times 10 to the 5 Tesla, okay? And the area of this little loop of neurons is pi times, it says the radius is 1 micron. So that is going to be, let's see, 1 times 10 to the minus 6 squared, okay? And that is divided by the time, it's 2.7 seconds, okay? And, well, I have a confession that in my notes right over here, I divided this in half and ignored the fact that I said the radius is already 1. I treated that like it was the diameter, which means I have the wrong answer, which means I would love for you all to finish this on your own. I feel like I've asked you to do that many times this week, but just consider it that I'm a teacher that is slowly relieving the duties of learning onto you because you are now Jedi physicists I don't know why I did this. It doesn't make any sense. But you are becoming expert physicists that are very good at putting numbers in calculators now. And just maybe need a little help getting there, okay? So regardless of what you get, this is going to imply that there is an induced voltage and an induced current in the crocodile's brain that it can perceive when it changes direction, thusly knowing which direction it's pointing, and consequently, that is a very, very beneficial survival technique for this crocodile. And it also makes life very cool, and it also makes life kind of brilliant at using physics for its own benefits. It took mankind, hundreds of thousands of years to use the MRI machine to do a similar thing, and here this crocodile does it without any technology whatsoever. I'll leave you with that note. Hope you have a nice weekend, and I'll see you for the next chapter, whatever it may be.